Hello everyone, welcome to Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for 23rd February. After getting a pretty big today, I've opened the daily chart of Banknifty after getting the big gap down based on the Ukraine news as mentioned yesterday. This war-based news could swing the market either way. But we have got a nice buying from this low, and we have somewhat taken a support on this trend line at 36,827. And this is the 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. On the daily chart, there's nothing much to see as a chart pattern apart from this head and shoulder what was shown yesterday, but I don't think we're going to break this level easily because we have got a very good buying from here. Now looking at the charts for 15 minutes, right? Once from this low, we got a nice buying. Today the best trade was when this channel broke on the upside. I personally missed this trade. This channel broke on the upside. We got a nice momentum until CPR failed to trade below S1 and the previous day low and came and exactly took resistance at the CPR and fell again. See, the whole time I was pretty sure my trade plan for today was if 37,000 breaks, I'll go short. I'll take a short position because throughout the day there was huge put writing in 37,000. Right, I was sharing the same thing even in our Cosmofeed group. So my trade plan was that never happened. Here it looked like it's going to break, but again from 37,090 we got a nice bounce, and then bounced until for this bounce, right? The best entry was on a 5-minute chart if you see, and there is a RSI video on my channel. I think most of them would have seen it. If somebody's not seen it on my channel under the playlist learning videos, you can find that RSI video. The moment this the structure broke and the RSI shot up above 62, right? See the kind of momentum we got. When we get this kind of a break of a structure with the solid green candle and RSI being above 62, we can even enter sorry, when this candle is being formed with this is a pretty big candle, right? For intraday, even half of this candle as stop loss we could have entered, keeping the targets as the day's high as one target, and CPR we hit CPR and again reversed. This was the best trade. Personally I missed it, no problem. Now coming back to the 15-minute chart for tomorrow, right? Actually tomorrow is looking like a pretty simple trade when it comes to the levels. First we'll just see the world market. All the markets have recovered a little bit from the afternoon big dip. Dow Jones is only about 127 points. It's not yet open. It'll open in 15 minutes. And this DAX was around 300 points or 400 points down. Even that has recovered a little bit. And coming to our SGX Nifty, showing a gap up of 54 points. See, yesterday the US markets were closed, right? Today they're opening, so there could be some reaction today, or not sure whether they'll recover. We'll have to see. And our SGX Nifty is showing a gap up of 54 points. So on this 15-minute level chart, right, the levels are pretty easy for tomorrow. That is, if we get a gap up and we sustain above this previous day high, right, above this where we got this sell off, that is around 36,640. On a 15-minute, if we start trading above this, there are chances we might go retest this level and then get a bounce. If that happens, the first easy target is 38,047. If that breaks, then 38,436. See, today even when we went up, how beautifully this gap. See, always when there's a gap down, I've reiterated that we need to have this gap marked. We filled the gap and took resistance, right? So if anybody had caught this move and they thought it's going to break the CPR and gap, and if they had waited, see the kind of reversal it came. If most of them, if we had entered over here after the breakout, we would have lost all our profits in this when this selling came. So the best thing is, if we get a good entry, get out at the closest pivot level or the closest resistance based on the price action. The closest resistance was here, so we did. Let me go ahead and mark this line. So we did take resistance at the CPR and exactly when this gap got filled. if we get a flat opening, right now it's only 50 points up. Now say by evening, if the US market comes down or goes up, if we get a flat opening, there are chances if this holds somewhere, we open between, we have closed over here, right, 370. If we open between this level and the CPR, there are chances when we come here, there will be another sell off again. So these are the levels we'll have to be careful. Just see how the 15-minute candle forms, and then we can take a trade. For example, wherever the market opens, comes at this level, forms a nice rejection on a 15-minute, we can enter with this as a stop loss, strictly with the tight stop loss. The same thing here. Now say the US market recovers, okay, whatever news with respect to the war had to happen. Now the markets have digested the fact, and say the US market opens pretty good, right, and goes well, and if we get a huge gap up, again we might face some resistance at this level, right, at 38,000. So we'll have to see over here if this is breaking it, or on 15 minutes if we are going to get a nice rejection. If we get a rejection, yeah, we can enter with this, exactly this level as stop loss on a 5-minute chart, and on the downside these will be the target, first target, then today's close, then we have the CPR as a target for tomorrow on the downside. And if this breaks comfortably, then yeah, we can even see 38,400. And for some reason, if we really end up getting a pretty good move, the next target left is 38,700. That's a bit too far off. There is another gap that needs to be filled here, but just in case, we'll never know what happens, right? And we can make use of this trend line, which I've been using it for some time. Even today, this was another chance to easily get out over here. See, why this marking these levels is important, right? It's not that if I mark this level tomorrow, the market is going to turn for sure over here. The one main reason of doing it is, now say you got a good entry, somebody was bullish thinking that market is going up, so they should have easily exited over here and not waiting for this to break out. This is a good momentum, right? Or at least on 5 minutes, when we see a rejection, see on 5 minutes, when this kind of high wave candle and the next candle forming is a green candle, we could have easily exited a position here. So that's another reason for marking everything and keeping on the charts. And back on the 15-minute chart, in case we slip further below, if we start coming down, we could take a strong support again at 37,075, this level. If that breaks, yeah, then we might see 36,816. So these are the levels that I'll be using. The levels are pretty clear, crisp for tomorrow, and it's kind of easy to mark these levels because see the kind of, it's like a step we are moving, and every time we are taking resistance and support at the same time. And looking at the open interest, right, for Banknifty, we have some resistance that's been added at 37,500, probably because of this fall that we had in the later part of the day, because some put traders have exited and call traders have come in. So we could face some resistance here if this call OI gets built up, but a very good resistance at 38,000 for sure. So the best thing is in the intraday sometime, if we get say a gap up and say come close to 38,000, we can book our profits or look to short here if there's a nice price action that rejects this point, because even the OI data is showing we have a strong support there, strong resistance there. Or this could also be the puts that have exited. Is yesterday we saw huge put support at 37,500, right? That was taken out with the gap down. So maybe because of that we have some put sellers exiting. So not sure if this will act as a support or resistance tomorrow. We'll have to wait and watch. This can be a good strike price to trade, 37,500, because it can swing either way, upside or downside. So based on our chart, if we can target that 37,500 strike price, right, a good entry can give us a good move. That is one thing, and that is for Banknifty. Now looking at Nifty, see, after the gap down, even Nifty recovered pretty well. These are the extra lines that I've drawn. There's a little bit of gap that's pending to be filled in Nifty. At least Banknifty filled it. Nifty hasn't filled it. So in case in Nifty, if we come up, right, we could probably take again resistance at this trend line. That's why I have extended this. we can still make use of this. So but if this level breaks 17,185, we can probably hit 17,260, and on the downside, if we start slipping further, we can take a good support at 16,900. And if 16,907 breaks, definitely will again hit 16,840. But on the higher side, the first resistance, probably a good resistance, will be along this trend line. If even this is broken, then definitely will face resistance at these marked levels. Let me just turn off the CPR level. We have certain resistance at 17,250 and another one at 17,350. So these are the levels that I have for Nifty and Bank Nifty. And just quickly looking at the open interest for Nifty. See, we do have some support, but it's kind of conflicting because there are a lot of call sellers also that have come in at 17,000 call. Nifty has closed at 17,000. Okay, 17,000. There is some support, but change in OI shows a lot of call sellers also have been added. Not sure if we will trade below 17,000 even tomorrow. But on the higher side, a good resistance is at 17,200 and 300, and a good support is coming in at 17,000 and 17,900 based on the open interest. This could be a little interesting because see, there are a lot of put sellers. The red line is more, but the change in OI, what happened today is more call sellers have come in. So this can be a little interesting to watch what happens in Nifty tomorrow. So that's it for Nifty and Bank Nifty. Let's see how it goes tomorrow, what kind of war news comes out tomorrow, and if we can make some